Welcome back to CU at USC. I'm your host, Paige Batcher. If you'd like to get in touch with our show, you can email us at cu@trojanvision.com. You can find us on Facebook, or you can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @CUATUSC. Again, if you're just now joining us, my guest tonight is Danny Sussman. He's the talent manager at Brillstein Entertainment Group. Danny, we were just talking about your amazing clients, and we saw a photo going to commercials of your adorable family. You have two little boys.
Twins, Leo and Asher.
That's cute. So you're not opposed to dressing them in the same outfit.
Hey, listen, all that stuff falls with the responsibility of the boss, who's my wife, Maria Sierra Sussman. Their outfits and the way they look is her responsibility, all right?
Well, it's darling.
She's doing a good job on it.
She's doing a great job.
They were in the office today. Everyone flipped out. It was kind of fun to see them running around the hallways at Brillstein.
Was it bring your twins to work day?
No. My wife just decided to surprise my assistant, who was her last day after 2 years, so she wanted a surprise.
Oh, cool. That's so good.
Yeah, they're good boys. I'm proud of them. I'm proud to be a dad.
So you've taught a lot to us. You're teaching students. You're teaching all kinds of people. You're still working with the Jewish Foundation, right?
Jewish Federation.
Federation.
Yes.
And we actually have a clip of you teaching in Jerusalem. Are you teaching your boys? I know they're very young, but
they're a little young, but they're going to learn the ways of community service in the Jewish community and in the world of citizenship as well. You guys are going to get a very powerful lecture on Wednesday night downtown LA, one that you have no idea what's coming.
You blow my mind on a weekly basis.
About citizenship. You'll see.
Well, you've taught us a lot about citizenship in terms of
proud
literature and knowing our social sciences. So I want to talk about this clip before we show it. You're in Jerusalem. You're doing a lot of work. You used to live in Israel when you were a youth.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. What I do, what the clip is going to be about is on a place called Har Herzl. And Har Herzl in Israel is the equivalent of sort of Arlington Memorial Cemetery. It's where Theodor Herzl, who's the father of Zionism, is buried. And every time I've had the opportunity to take a group from Los Angeles there, especially a group of young people, and there have been a lot of young people that have gone, we take them up on top of the mountain and give them a little bit of lecture about responsibility. And that's what the clip is about. And
that's
I think
great.
that you should show it. I'm proud that you're going to pick a piece of it because it's something I near and dear to my heart.
Thank you. Well, we're going to show a clip of this. If you'd like to see the full clip, we're going to post it on our Facebook page. So let's roll it. This is Danny in action.
You're leaders because they're training you to do something spectacular, and now is your opportunity. This is your opportunity now. Your birthday. Happy birthday. We have a tradition in the entertainment division of the Federation that each year there's somebody in that group that gets a copy of this book. This book is a mantle. This book is required reading, but it's also a required way of life. You want to know what Zionism is? This is Zionism. Zionism is the Federation coming to Argentina. Zionism is us sweating over each other. Zionism is belonging to something larger than yourself. Somebody in this group will get this book. This is not my decision to make. This is the decision of the leadership of that group to make. And she will make a decision. But whoever gets that responsibility, whoever must carry that mantle, must carry it with honor and pride and dignity for what we all stand for. You carry it for all of us. We are all for each other. And that's where that's where we've come from, and that's where we're going. So when you look at the names on the graves, and when you see where the leaders are buried, and when you understand why we fly this flag with a Jewish star on it, realize that is your country. That is your country. That is our country. Thank you.
So we just saw a very passionate speech from atop of the hill in Jerusalem, which, as Danny points out, is much like Arlington. It's what he's trying to get across is the passion of the Israel nation and fleeing from oppression and trying to create something and being a community from within and having connection. And you talk about the Shoah, which can
Shoah a lot.
You can also say it is the Holocaust, so those words can be interchanged.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shoah is the Hebrew word.
So
yeah.
Wow. That's
Thank
a
you.
lot of history that you're carrying with you, and I think it's fantastic that you're still bringing down that history and teaching it to younger people, younger generations.
This is particularly an interesting week for that. This is Shoah Remembrance Week. So we think about the Holocaust. That's a very special spot. You know, I compare it to Arlington because it's where all the soldiers who fell in battles in Israel are buried, and it's where all the former prime ministers are buried. And it's where Hannah Senesh is buried, who was a Jewish martyr in World War II. It's where I bring groups to really kind of feel the connection with the ground that they're walking on. You know, with 5,000 years of history, it's a powerful place. That's why I talk like that, because I dig it.
Because you dig it. Well, you just have an amazing amount of passion within you, and I'm honored that you've decided to go into teaching. Some people are almost overwhelmed by your passion, but I really love it, just to be candid. So, where was I going with this? I'm teaching. Yes, you're teaching at UCLA. You're giving a tour at the Museum of Tolerance this summer.
I've been a docent at the museum before, and I'm going to definitely give you guys all a big view of the museum. I came from UCLA before I got to USC. Yeah.
So this is
And
decades
I've done
of teaching.
the Israel Federation classes in Israel for a very long time, the master class, where we combine 20 Israeli students and 20 United States students, and we bring the group together, and we bring a lot of great guest speakers over there, and we talk about cinema and television and how there can be a connection between the two places.
That's the Tel Aviv University?
Yeah, that's the Tel Aviv University partnership program with the Federation. It's quite a good program.
What brought you into teaching?
You know, I always think that everybody in life was given a certain gift, okay? And one of the things that the good Lord above gave me was he gave me a great voice, okay? You know, he gave me a voice that never gets tired. And I know that sounds crazy for somebody who's one of my students who listens to me drone on a bit about certain things, but I think that there's a lot of things that I can express real properly, you know, with the way that I speak. And I like speaking to young people because I truly think that the teaching of math and science in America is a way to make a living. But I really believe that the teaching of liberal arts, journalism, history, literature, theater, critical essays, this is the route to citizenship. So if I get an opportunity to speak about deal making, okay, in Hollywood, here at USC, I'm going to talk about plays. I'm going to talk about biographies. I'm going to talk about history and how it's all related to what we do on a day-to-day basis in the industry. Because if you look at a lot of projects that are being made out there in the world, they're historically based. They're biographically based. There's a lot of that going on. And I think that people of your generation, and this is not really a criticism of you guys, but the instruction that you all got before you got to USC in the liberal arts, truly, Paige, has gone to the back of the bus.
You think we're underserved?
I think that the instruction that you guys have gotten in 11th and 12th grade high school classes have all been about math and science. I think liberal arts has gone to the back of the bus. And I think that's a crime. And I think you can't be a citizen of the world without a great liberal arts base. You must know your history because it always repeats itself. You must know about critical artists that are writing plays and books and biographies and novels because they're a prism of the culture. This was our class that we just did.
This was our class.
Very
you
important.
beat me to it.
Very important.
What you said about how history is a prism of our culture. It shows different angles at different times, but it's inevitably going to repeat itself.
It always has and it always will.
What do you think this is the solution for getting that kind of education at a younger age?
You know, it's hard because I think there's a pendulum of these kinds of things. You know, because of the technological explosion with texting, with Twittering, with, you know, the instantaneous communication of Facebook, liberal arts has taken a little bit of a back seat. So I consider myself a grain of sand in this area, but if I get the opportunity to do 3 hours here every Wednesday night, you're all going to read better books. You're all going to watch films from the 70s. You're all going to hear about biographies. You're all going to understand how something that happened in the Russian Revolution influences decisions that's made today in this basis. And people may say to me, oh my God, what does that have to do with the entertainment industry? Everything. Because storytelling is based on human experience, and human communication is not based on the way that you can text and email, but the way that you talk to people face to face. That's why all your midterms are public presentations. You must pitch in front of everybody else, because if you're going to go on a job interview, your ability to email in a resume may get you in the door, but you're never going to get the job until you look in the person's eye that's considering hiring you and make a public presentation. And I think that that's important. And I think that the more students have knowledge of novels, biographies, plays, I think we're all going to be better off for it. And we're going to raise citizens. I know my boys will grow up with a lot of books in their lives, okay? I know they will.
That's really fantastic. I'm going to strive for myself and for my children eventually, because you're absolutely right. So what's on the horizon for you?
Oh God!
I know
What's
your
on the
clients
horizon?
are your life and your children are your life, but
The
what do you?
horizon. I don't know. I'd like to see the New York Giants get back to the Super Bowl. Okay, you know, I don't
that
look at it like
likely?
in terms of horizons. You know, I'm in the middle of a decent year. I want to see some of the hard work that went into pilot season come to fruition with a few pickups. I want to continue to belong to things larger than myself. I want to bring more young people to Israel. I want to raise my children and be a good, loving husband to my wife. I want to be a citizen. Okay? And during the course of all that, I want to go out and have some fun. I'm going to go see 42 on Saturday night. Can't wait. Jackie Robinson's one of my idols.
Another history story.
Absolutely. One of the greatest biographies ever written. It was called I Never Had It Made by Jackie Robinson, an amazing book. And there was a movie coming out about him.
He was the first
So,
African American in the league.
You know, in the world of baseball, he broke the
world of
color
baseball.
barrier. I don't know. I'm going to take my wife to the French Open this year if we get real lucky and
Do you
get
play?
over there. I used to. My arm is not doing too good from playing, but I used to play a lot. But I don't know. See the world, participate in life. Don't sit and watch life go by. You know, stand up and be counted. My father was the smartest man I've ever known, and I've told your class that on many different occasions. He always said, like, if you have something to say, open up your mouth. Let people hear your voice. So I'll always be tackling whatever issues come my way, and I'll be outspoken about it wherever I go.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Well, we have room for one last question. I know you've got a million nuggets, but in one sentence, one last piece of advice you can offer our USC audience.
I've said it before. Try to belong to something larger than yourself. You're all stronger when you've got people that you can rely on. Not everybody who's listening to this program or any other program is an expert in everything, but we all have our own small expertises. Use each other. Get to know each other. Work as a group. Okay? Make projects that are planned out as a group. You'll be more powerful in the end.
Thank you. Danny, you guys heard it here. That was great. So thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week at 6:30 for See You at USC. We'll see you next time.